Thanks, Kira.
I love this for us. Hey guys. We have this. Okay. Welcome everybody. Today we will be obviously talking about Supergirl season 6, episode 12, Blind Spots, aka the best episode of the show. The entire listen.
The Azie, TESFAI, Kelly Olsen celebration special. Welcome. Thank you for joining us today. Woo, did she do it? Oh my gosh. Like, I can't even.
What do you? There's no word. What do you say to a perfection? Like, what do you say to a perfect episode?
Like, I
Like-
can't even comprehend. Like, I really. How?
Like,
oh my gosh. I knew it was gonna
came
be. We knew it
in.
was gonna
Yeah,
be
we
great,
knew.
right?
Exactly. Like, I feel like it exceeded all of my expectations. Like,
Yeah.
we knew it was going to be good, but like for it to literally
man.
become, I don't think I've ever cried in a Supergirl episode until today.
Really?
Like, then like full on like sob.
Wow.
Like, I may have shed like a couple of tears, maybe. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure. But
Yeah.
overall, I don't think I've actually. I think I've cried like a few times, but not as much as like this one.
Yeah. It is very hard for me to cry on camera, and there were tears in 2 different parts of this episode for me.
Yeah.
Like, dang. Oh, man. Like, yeah, we know it's gonna be good, obviously, but like, I couldn't have even pictured it, like, being as, like, that good. Like, I couldn't have even thought about it. Like, the things that she put in that episode, like, there's everything that you could possibly say in the best way. Like, oh man, like she thought of everything. She thought of literally everything. Nobody came out of it looking like a villain. Well, except for, the sucky what's her face mayor lady, whatever. But
Bitch.
like, none of like the super fun. Like, I really liked how, what's the word? Not complicated, but how like not black and white it is. Like how there was a lot of nuance or whatever you want to call it. Like there's a lot of gray area that was explained. Like the super like Kara wasn't trying to ignore it, but like you have those blind spots, and like if you're not like actively part of like the community that's like having a problem, then like it could be harder for you to notice it. And like dang, like when Kelly when Kelly period. But
yeah,
let's talk about when Kelly went absolutely off on them all and destroyed them, but like in a good way. Like she wasn't
of
like,
course.
She didn't like hate them, but she was just so frustrated. Like obviously, as soon like everyone was basically ignoring her like call for help. Like it was so frustrating to watch, and like when she just gave it to them like that,
As she should.
Yes, exactly.
Because you see throughout the episode that like she keeps getting ignored, or like they don't let her finish what she's trying to say. Like she's trying to like tell them, this community needs help, and she can't do it on her own. She literally messaged everybody. She messaged Lena, which by the way, more Kelly Lena scenes, because like their friendship, which is off screen apparently, need more of that.
Yes, them talking about it. Stop.
I was like, hey, like she was even she was talking to Andrea, like, can you do something? She was going to everybody, and nobody would help her, and she just had enough. Do you blame her? No. Like, she called them out, rightfully so.
Like
she was
they thought they were, well, some of them, like, I mean, some of them just kind of ignored her, but like some of them genuinely like thought they were helping, but like that wasn't like the problem. Like that was just such a surface level problem. Like when they were all trying to go after Nixley, and she was like, that's not the issue that we need to focus on right now. Like, but they weren't getting it until she like just demolished them with beautiful words. Like, man,
it was really one of my favorite scenes. Like, was one of my favorite scenes. Like there
Yeah.
were so many in this episode, but like this one and the last scene were like, oof.
Oh
We'll get to the
gosh.
last scene. We'll get to that last scene though. But like
Yes, we will.
it was just I think I read like articles where like they interviewed Azie, and she was like the whole point is to like these conversations are supposed to be like uncomfortable, and that's what
Awkward.
Melissa
Yeah.
like, and that's what Melissa like wanted. She's like it needed to be done. Like these conversations are uncomfortable, they are awkward,
Yeah.
like because you don't
Yeah. I'm
realize,
glad they were
you
like
know.
on board with making it that way because
Yeah,
it's
because it's not going to be all, oh, yeah, we fixed it. Like, no, it's like ongoing thing that's going to keep going forever,
hmm
hopefully not forever, but like, you know,
yeah.
and, it was listening to Callie and she went off as she should. And I was like, girl, yes, 100%. You yell at them until they listen to you. And they all look guilty as fuck. They all look
Yup.
guilty.
Oh, they were all
They
looking at the
all their
floor.
faces. That was like,
They all went.
I'm like, yeah.
And you know what? That's right. Good. Look at the floor. Look at the floor. Like, like, dang, she was trying for like half this episode to try and get anyone to help. And y'all are just like, yeah, it's fine. We'll fix it. Haha. And she's like, no, no. Y'all screwed up. And they look guilty. It's like, good. Good. But like, it like, it just, I don't know. Like, the details of it. Like, it was so I don't want to say complicated because like it was easy to follow like what the problem was, but it just showed that like this whole topic and like whole problem, like so many people don't see like the real problem with it. And like, oh man, like Ozzy, man, oh goodness gracious, like phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal.
She
Like I
literally
can't
put
say
the
enough.
Supergirl, she literally put the writers room to shame. Because,
Yes.
like she
No
literally,
wonder they had to say yes when they saw her script. Like,
yeah. And I think I saw somebody's tweet, and they were like, Ozzy, like, you can tell the difference between a writer who actually cares about the show and their characters versus what the Supergirl writers put out half the time. Because, like,
mm-hmm,
there's the difference between caring about what you're writing and just writing a script just for the hell of it. Like, there's a difference when
mm-hmm,
you put that love and the care into it. And having Ozzy show that, it was just the script hit differently. And like, I was like, literally, how am I supposed to continue watching this show when Ozzy just set the standards like so
I know.
high? Like, we know how the show can be written. Why would we accept anything less than that? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm,
And I was
mm-hmm.
like, damn, because I know I'm gonna be disappointed after that episode because I'm like, I know the Supergirl are gonna like. I hope they do follow through with the story, but like, it was
Yeah.
just like she wrote a masterpiece, and like,
Yes.
it's
Truly,
just.
like in terms of, I've seen a lot of television. Okay,
Mm,
that has to be one of the best quality episodes of TV that I
yeah,
have ever seen.
yeah,
Genuinely, like
I agree.
everything about like oh my gosh, even David Ramsey, I thought he did a great job directing. I saw some
Oh
fun
yeah, he
stuff
was
from him.
great. He was
Yeah.
fantastic. He was so good. He was.
Mhm.
Oh, he really. That just
And
really
Diggle
brought.
was great in it too. I really liked Diggle in this.
I love that him and James are like friends. Like, I love that. Like, they kind of like
Yeah.
know each other. I guess because
Yeah,
like in
super.
Crisis, he was part of it. Up, like for a little
Mhm.
bit, like the Crisis on Earth X, I think it was. He was there, but
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was nice that he sent because that phone call to James, I was like, oh my god, like
Yeah.
Kelly's. She was like,
Oh,
I'm
that
just
was
like,
awful. It was
oh, she.
awful.
What? It hits different because like the emotions were real. Like, this is from
Yes.
Ozzy's experiences. Like, she said it herself. She was like, she just took from her experiences what's happened, in her
Mhm.
life, and she put it in the script. And
Yeah.
like
That's why it's
shit.
like extra heartbreak like to watch like cuz it's personal too. So like
Yeah,
when
and
she's
it's
just
real.
breaking down crying like you feel it. Like like that's probably like most of the reason why the script in general was so good because she was pulling from so much personal experience with it all. And
Exactly.
like obviously it sucks. Like, you don't want anyone to go through that. But like she used her past to like really drive home a message. And you know what? Like man, did she do it? Like, she
Hmm.
did it with flying colors. Like, honest. Oh my gosh. Like, every possible question that you could have, like, she answered. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even know how to explain. Like, she every detail she hit in that thing. Like, it's unbelievable. Like, the more you watch it, the more you're like, man, like, yeah, that would be the next step to ask, and like, there it is, huh? Or like, that'd be the next point that I would make, haha. There it is. Kara's saying it right now. Like,
Yeah.
oh man, like,
This is
it's incredible. It's incredible, truly.
my
Like,
favorite, literally my favorite episode. I was just like watching. I'm just like, holy shit! Like, if we had this level of like good storytelling from like season after like, because season 4 was pretty good. Like from season 5 onwards, because like it's just it makes me angry because I'm just like. I know the quality of what these people can write now. Well, like, I mean, ours just proved she just set the standard. I'm like, how the fuck do you follow that?
yeah,
Good luck. Well, I'm like,
yeah.
the
It
characters
just,
are
like,
just,
honestly, you're right when you're saying, like, you can tell that the writers, like, this is their job at this point, right? Is to just write a
yeah,
season of television. Like, it's, if like, you can kind of tell. Like, I'm not gonna say they completely don't care, but like, you could put a lot more emotion into this thing, and so it feels just kind of like, yep, we are writing a script to get the episode done, and
yeah,
we're
yeah,
moving along to the next episode. Like, you can tell when they do that, and that seems like a very late, especially later in TV shows, thing that happens where they just kind of get bored, or they
yeah.
run out of ideas, or like they just have no more passion for it anymore.
Then you hire
Like,
a whole new writers room. If you lost the passion, or
yeah,
you hire
literally.
new people because, and this is why representation is important because um,
Yes,
like it just this is why
you
these stories
couldn't
need to
write
be.
this if it wasn't like Ozzy. If they just had a whole room, absolutely not. If you had a whole
Hmm.
room of white men, no
If it was
way.
just normal, like it would not have been as powerful, I think, and like.
No.
It was just, oh my god, it was so good. I just, oh my god, I can't.
We're
And the
just so
way
proud. We're just so
we literally, and the way she was like going live and stuff before the episode with like a whole bunch of fans,
stop
like on her
it.
Instagram. Literally, the Supergirl, the CW Supergirl does not deserve Ozzy. Like she goes above and
No.
beyond
She's
for the
like, I can't
fandom.
even. Her
Like,
between that and, I'm just gonna say it again, OzzyCon, please.
yes.
She's I just love her so much. I just love her so much. I tried really hard to get on that Instagram live stream,
Yeah,
but it doesn't.
I was literally at work and I was like, I requested and I was like, I was working, but I was like doing, I was like,
Me
hopefully like,
too.
and I
Me
was like, oh,
too.
let's see what happens. Then I'm like,
Yeah.
I have to like, and eventually like, cause I had to get back to
Yeah.
my thing finished. Like, okay, but
But
actually
she
go back to
just
work. But
wanted to. She did it, like, why? Just because she wanted to, and she wanted to be nice with the fans. Like,
yeah, because
that's
this
why
was
she does
her
so
episode,
much
this
of
was
this
her
stuff.
moment, and like, it
Mhm.
needed to be celebrated. And like, she went live with that Candace,
Yup.
Javicia, and oh, what's her
Mhm.
name? Anna, is it Anna Diop or what?
I don't.
Annalisa, or
It's
I
a
don't know what her name
Batwoman
is.
person, right?
The No, the one on, I think it was Titan. Is she on Titans? Maybe.
Oh,
I
snap.
think it was all four of
She's
them
a
because
Titans person
Candace.
too.
I think so. Because Candace and Javicia
Oh.
were filming the crossover, so they were together.
Mm.
They were together
Yeah,
because they were
yeah.
filming their crossover. Um, well, it was just and then the way Ozzy went live with him on the Supergirl, I can't love that for her.
Heck yeah.
As she should.
Oh. Yep.
I was
Mhm.
blessed. Um,
Yeah. Did
but
you
I
see
just
the thing where Ozzy, when she was doing her like meet and greet type of thing, and she was like, "Okay, guys, like I'm gonna let you go, like so you can get back to your real life or whatever." And like 5 minutes later, she was like, "Okay, see you guys with these three girls in 45 minutes. Be there." Like, girl,
yeah,
she's so good. Like,
I
I just
know.
love her. I wanna meet her. I wanna say hello. Just
Literally,
what
she's
a lovely
everything. I
gal
was
she
just
is.
like,
So
oh,
wait, oh, did
what?
you hear that or I don't know if you heard the news from earlier in her live stream thing, but she is starring in a new show.
Oh yeah, I heard
You
that.
dropped it?
She
Did you
was
see it?
flying out to Vancouver or something because she was studying. Yeah, she was studying. Hopefully, it's not on the CW. Hopefully, it's on Netflix or something.
That's
And
what I'm saying.
like, actually,
Well,
give her screen
okay,
time.
but yes, yes, yes. But I mean, CW really likes to film in Vancouver. So I will be once again doing my clownery. Guardian spinoff. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just, or
Mm,
I don't know. I feel like it definitely, there's a good chance of it being a CW show.
probably.
Which, I mean, listen,
She
if
better
you
be the
want to do
main
it, you
character.
want to do it. Yeah, which is very exciting.
She better
And she's
be.
writing for it too, I think, which is
As she should. This episode proved
you love
that
to
she
see
can.
it. Yep.
She proved that she can be a main character, that she is the main character. She proved she can write quality TV. And if she ends up writing it for a TV show, I will be there because I'm a
Yep.
fan always.
Yep.
And I just feel like she would deliver. And she has that care. Like she really is just, as I said before about, caring about writing the script. Like as someone who cares about the show, who writes a script. It's just like the way that even like Azie was like remembering all the continuity stuff. Like she remembered how Alex used to be a doctor, so she kind of brought that part of that in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the Supergirls could never. They literally could never. Like she remembered like all these little details. Like it was everyone had their screen time. Like even Lena, which I was surprised Lena was actually in there. I didn't think she was gonna be in the episode, but having that, but like she even having a Callie Lena text, like it was they kind of messed up that they they hang out sometimes, which is cool because I want to see more of that, and like it was just so freaking good, and like. I loved at the beginning of the episode was like 24 hours earlier when the building collapsed. Because like when the building collapsed, like I didn't realize how it would affect the community. Like I obviously because I'm like next to like I was like probably on Supergirl's boat. Like I didn't see. I wasn't like I didn't like click. And then like seeing them like holy shit, like this is what happens when like superheroes and stuff fight villains. Things happen to the communities that they don't really acknowledge. And that's why I was like,
I'm an idiot, and I didn't realize that people were actually moved into the building yet. So then,
I didn't know they had moved in. That's why I just assumed the building was empty. I just assumed that it was. I didn't even know that actually had already done it, but that must have already started to move in already, whatever. Because I would,
I guess so.
But it was like,
man.
holy shit,
little
man!
Joey,
Oh,
and his friend.
listen, my
If
child plays.
Yeah, if anything happens to Joey, first of all, I'm just. Oh no, never mind. I was gonna say that they should also adopt Joey, but he has Orlando. He's not gonna want to leave. Okay, fine. But like, definitely be the cool ants. That's what I'm saying.
Yes. Yes.
Come on, that'd be cool. But oh gosh, it's so good. Well, Scooby Doo. No, really. Like I it's perfect. It's perfect, guys. Like okay. So, anyways, let's also talk about the other big
the Guardian.
Yes, Kelly is officially Guardian.
She looks. I knew when she first went to protect Orlando at the beginning, when like he was yelling at the bitch lady, and then she flew like, and then the cop went to attack him. I'm like, bitch, what the fuck? And then she just swooped in with the guy. I'm like, girl, that's the queen right there. Listen,
she ran.
Yeah, I was honestly, I'm glad that they fixed the helmet because I feel like for me it would have gotten claustrophobic for me, but like. Because like when you saw it from her point of view, like it was all covered.
Yeah.
But I love that in the suit change they gave. It was like the half helmet to give visibility to her skin color because it's important that like the community sees that they have a hero that looks like them. Like it's so important.
And
so
Azie
I love that they made that
design
change.
That too. Like
she
very purposely did that, which is good. Like
that's a great
idea.
Honestly. This is why Azie.
Like
honest, I was obsessed. She looks so good.
I love the braids.
I love the braids. I love the color scheme.
The suit is so pretty. Like it's so good. Oh my gosh. But yeah, she said that she basically like was able to decide like on basically like every aspect of this episode and the suit and like I love that. Yep, it's perfect. When she came in on the motorcycle and she just
I know. I was like, go off. And she's like walking up. I'm like, yes, that's right. And then when when the super friends like flew down like next to her, I'm like, that's it. Like there they are. It was so. Oh my god, what do you say? It's perfection. My favorite episode. Literally my favorite episode of Supergirl. Like I really believe it's my favorite episode. Like I truly believe it is.
It's crazy. Like oh my gosh, I was absolutely like flabbergasted. Like I sat here on the couch like for like 10 minutes after the episode, just sitting here like, wow. Like,
Mm.
I had to like
Because
take a minute to be like,
we don't get that on Supergirl often, or usually we always
no.
complain or we always have a rant about something. But this one, I think everyone's in
Mm.
agreement that this was by far like just so you just I feel like some people like we get so into the episode, like especially during like Kelly's speeches with the Super Friends, and then with Kara,
Mhm.
even with Diggle, everything, and even with Alex at the end, like you just get so drawn into the moment, and like
Mhm.
usually like it's just it's very hard for me to like really get attached to characters as much as I did with Supergirl, and like having finally Callie's recognition. It's just she's literally become a favorite character. Like she's literally become one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
Like it's just
She's so good. Like
it
she's
makes
such
me
a
mad that
good
they jipped her in season 5. I was like, girl, look at the things I
yeah.
could have done. And that's why I'm like, give me a Guardian spin-off because like all the stories that she could tell, like that,
Mhm.
this show could tell with her as the lead, like all the stories that, people miss, don't look for, like they don't, acknowledge. Like it could be
Mhm.
so powerful. Like this episode was powerful to describe it in one
Yes.
word, powerful, literally.
Yeah, like I couldn't even. When was the last time we had like a powerful episode? Like Nia's probably like transphobic episode, maybe.
I
But like
think so.
even
I can't
then, like
remember.
I mean,
Yeah.
it was very like it was good, but like I don't know. For me, like this one really, this
Because
one
it
stuck
came
out.
from somebody who's lived the experiences. On the other ones, who knows if the person who wrote it lived the same experience as Nia did or whatever. Like you know what I mean?
Nicole,
But
I think I don't. Nicole didn't write it. I don't think,
but she
but
had
I
some
think
input,
she,
right? I think
yeah,
she had
she
some
had
input.
input at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was good. Like I mean, I very much enjoyed that episode, but like I don't know, this one, this was some like it's like all
It
the other
hit
episodes of
different.
Supergirl, and then this episode, like it's just like in a whole nother ballpark of
No,
like
literally, like it didn't
quality.
even feel like a typical Supergirl episode. Like this was like early on, see, like season 1, 2 levels.
Yes, yes,
Because
yes.
it's character, and I think that's what's missed for me this season. I feel like I really miss the character driven storylines.
Mhm.
I know that
Mhm.
it is there, but like not as deep as that. Like come on, it's not as
Yeah.
it's like one on one with that character. Like it's not, what, it doesn't make sense. Like
Honestly, no, yeah. I feel like that happens like a lot of the time again with like shows as they get into later seasons where like they
mm,
develop the characters early on and they're like, oh, they already know enough about the characters. Like, let's like do stuff with them. But
yeah,
like, you need to develop the characters still, like past the first couple seasons. Like, that's why we're here. Like,
yeah,
we want to see that. Even like the dynamics between people. Like, one of the things I like the most about this season is like the comedy that's come back from this season, like the
yeah. Like
lightheartedness that's
mm.
happened. Like, feels so good. And next week's episode, I don't know if you saw the promo, but like, looks
Have
ridiculous.
I
Like,
seen? Have you seen the
okay, sorry,
screenshot
sorry,
of
sorry.
Kara and Lena?
Oh
Listen,
yeah,
next,
okay, okay,
listen. I'm gonna fucking
sorry.
pass out. Girl,
But
what's
like,
your
it feels
question?
very like Legends esque, kind of like
Yeah,
the trailer did at least. Like, so like, I'm very excited for that kind of stuff. But yeah, like so much of the last couple seasons this felt like just it's the characters just doing things, but we're not seeing much of their personality. Like they're just kind of
yeah.
going through the motions of things.
Exactly, exactly.
Like
And
they all
I
kind of
feel,
sound the same at this point, you know? Like
yeah, like
or,
that. I feel like honestly, like after this episode, like I really could not give a fuck about Nixley and her story. Like I want to see more character stories, and especially because it's the final season.
mhm.
Yeah, especially because it's the final
Oh,
season. Like it's supposed to be like a.
went off.
Are we good?
My light went off. Sorry.
Are we good? We good?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll figure it. Yeah, yeah, it's
All
fine.
right. What was I saying? Yeah,
You want to
because
see
it's the
more character stories.
yeah because it's the final season. Like I feel like it's important to kind of give those, each character kind of like a little, not a one episode, but like, moments where they shine the best and stuff. And like, I think for
Mhm.
Callie, this episode really, this is what I was missing from this season. I think is just really delving right into the characters and just who they are, and what they go through. And like,
Mhm.
I feel like if I had to choose favorite moments, apart from episode 12, obviously, like it would be the Cara and Alex conversation about the PTSD that they were having.
Yes,
Loved
yes,
it's
yes.
those moments that are my
Mm-hmm.
favorites. I didn't give a fuck about the villains. Like that's
Yeah.
it's those small little, it's the little scenes, the one on one,
Mhm.
the Lena and Brainy scene. Love, that was one of my
Yes,
favorite things.
yes.
It's when the
Lena or no,
characters,
no. Brainy and Nia's whole two-parter situation
yeah,
is going
and they just
on.
get to interact and just talk about the issue, talk about stuff instead of just oh, there's a villain. Like it's, you know what I mean. So I feel like
Yeah.
more character. That's what this episode really was like. This is more character-driven stories, but I know it's probably too late. But like, oh, look, the rest of the season might surprise us. Don't know,
Mm-hmm. And
but
like, don't get me wrong, I've been loving this season. Like, how I've been
oh
talking about
yeah,
it. Like, it's been great for me, but like, oh man, like to get back to some of those, even like just like or season one, like Danvers sisters couch scene, like ooh, like
yeah,
let's do another, like not a depressing one, but like a
yeah,
we're
yeah,
having
yeah.
fun eating pot stickers, like
Yeah,
type
those
of thing.
heartfelt, those heartfelt scenes. Like even Kara and Lena, like on the Supercorp couch in Lena's office, which
Mm-hmm.
obviously because like someone pointed out that Lena has never seen Kara after like she's found out Kara is Supergirl. She's never been with Kara as Kara, only a Supergirl in her Supergirl outfit. When
Oh
you think
wow,
about
yeah,
it, like she hasn't
that's
actually been
true.
with Kara knowing she's Supergirl in like
Yeah,
the Kara the Kara outfit. I'm like so
yeah,
true, but
that
like
is very true. Honestly, Kara has barely been in her any type of normal clothes like this entire season. Like
yeah,
I think
literally, 'cause
she's
she's
only been
been
in the Catco one really at this
yeah, and
point.
that was about it. Yeah. So I guess that's
So,
why I love this episode so much, is because we really reined it back and just focused on the real important issues. And what there wasn't anything like magical, like anything big. It was just like
mhm.
honest, heartfelt, raw, emotional, and that's what you want. Like that's it. Like that's
Yes.
literally what you want. I'm
Honestly,
like,
like I know this is a superhero show, and obviously we do want to see like cool stuff, but like the reason we're here is because of the characters and their personalities, not because of like, oh, they're fighting a villain, or at least some people are. That's not why we're here. Like,
mm,
like I didn't know much about Supergirl at all before Supergirl. I knew, like, obviously I was like, oh, she has Superman's powers and she's a girl. Wow. But like, I'm here because I love Kara and I love Alex. I love their relationship with each other. I love how everybody interacts with each other. Like, we're not here for like, the epic stunts or the CGI or whatever.
yeah,
Like,
girl, what CGI? Don't be sure there, please.
no, I know. Oh
Jarg.
gosh, yep, no, not kidding. Anyway, but like, yeah, it's just the. I do wish we kind of got more back to that, but I do feel like that's kind of a consistent thing that happens, which sucks. Like with shows where they just kind of are like, yeah, we already they know who this character is. We're just gonna have them do things with villains and stuff and like
Yeah,
problems, but like that's not. We are not plot driven story people. We are character driven story people.
yeah,
Um,
literally.
so
Like, I think. Do you remember that thing I said a while ago? And I was like, people watch the show for the characters, not the storyline. No matter how
yeah.
shit the storyline gets, we'll always tune in for the characters. And
Mhm.
like, it's literally like it's so true. I was like, that's literally why we watch the show. Like, and like that's why this episode really gave me like season one, season two vibes, because it reminded me of like, all those really cute moments that Kara would have, with
Yeah.
Kat, even when Alex was coming out, her Alex and Maggie, like all those like character moments. That's what is the best thing about Supergirl, and Ozzy really touched on that. She literally put the whole horizon to shame at this point. Like
Yeah, she
seriously,
did.
she was
She
like, "Let me show you how it's done. Give me the laptop. I'm
man.
wrestling for you." And on it, I love it. I
She
love
did
it.
that. Like she really did that. Like I can't even for somebody's first venture writing a script,
Mm.
that's unbelievable that like you're able to do something that well on the first try. Like I just wow.
It was long overdue. It was because
Yeah.
she saw the mistreatment of Kelly season five, and she was like, "No, no, let me fix this."
Yup.
And I'm like, just write the whole season at this
Exactly.
point. Like, I would just let's go.
No, really.
Like, she
Should
should
have.
really finish the season
She
off.
should have. But then they'd have to like pay her extra or something, and they like wouldn't let her do that or something.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
listen, if she's gonna be writing for this new show, it's gonna be great. Like, man, that is gonna be fantastic.
yeah.
But
Mm.
like, yeah, this episode was Kelly, 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 all about Kelly. Period.
So
Like,
my favorite, one of my favorite. I think I had two favorite. Oh, actually, I had so many. But one of
mm-hmm.
the highlights was when like there were all the people were coming out of the hospital, and they were like
Yeah,
I think it was not Orlando, but Joey. He's like, look up there in the sky. Then you see Guardian on the fucking building.
no, no, yes, but also part two of that when the girl is like the trash can lid, and she's like, "I'm
Guardian.
Guardian."
Oh, I was gone. I was found in a puddle of tears. I was like, listen, fuck off.
Oh
Like,
my gosh.
was
And that is
so.
so important. Like that's
That's
why
why.
representation matters. Like
Literally, that is. It's oh my god. It was. It made me so. I was so emotional, man. I was like, holy shit. Like, oh
man.
man.
Like what do you even say about this episode? Like, oh my
Whoever
god.
said who said that the housing store one was boring? I'll fight you. Remember we discussed this and someone was like, oh,
Yeah.
the house they didn't get it. I'm like, listen, the fuck? It
Yeah.
led up to this moment. Like best fucking storyline. I swear to
Like,
God.
wait a second, guys. Like, relax, okay? Like, yeesh. Like, yeah.
Freaking
I
that was
also
my
like how we
fave.
got back to that like nobody's perfect like type of deal. We're like Carl met well, but obviously her especially because
Yeah.
I loved that there was a lot of Kelly and Cara scenes again. I very much appreciate that. One because they never get scenes together until like the past two episodes. And also because having the main character talk about this problem and having this conversation with
Mm.
somebody just brings like all the more attention to it. So
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what? Like I
yeah. And you know
absolutely
what I love too, which I didn't even realize myself until Callie brought it up, was when Agent Liberty was like doing a whole thing about he was going against all the aliens, blah blah blah, and Kara stood with the aliens. And Callie brought
yeah.
up and she was like, you did that for the aliens. It was important to you. Now you know this is important to me because it's people who look like me that are getting targeted this time. And I'm like, this is so true. Like
Yeah.
Kara's been in not obviously a similar, similar situation, but like
But it hit like
you
she
know,
felt it hit
it
close to
was
home.
yeah,
Like
that's like
what it
that's
was.
why Kara was important for Kara because she's an alien. Obviously, this is important to
Mhm.
Kelly. I think that was the real. I was like, I didn't even realize
Yeah.
that. And you know what? About that
Also
to
more
Ozzy,
callbacks. She said
yeah,
season 4. Like
literally, she's like
love it.
that. That's why you need writers who actually know the story, know the show. Because I reckon
Mhm.
a normal writer wouldn't have picked up on that comparison,
Mm-mm.
honestly. And Ozzy was like,
Mm.
"Yep, let me get." That was the perfect parallel to like compare to like kind of get character, which is like, oh shit, like that was like a big
Mhm.
wake up call. I was like, that was so
Yeah.
important to say. I was like, holy crap, like it's so true. Like I forgot until like she mentioned it. I'm like, that's so true.
Mhm.
Like a
Mhm.
normal writer wouldn't, probably they would forget continuity. But Arzia knows everything. She's queen, and she's like, "Yep, this is good."
Like
She
no.
did her research. Queen did her
You would
research.
think she watched this entire show 5 times in a row and get all the details that she did.
Honestly,
Like
though,
the things she remembered, like I couldn't like when she said things I was like, "Oh yeah." Like, "Oh
mm,
my gosh." Like she really did that. And I believe I don't know if this happened with Melissa too, but I know when I know when they were filming it was like very emotional, like that the scene, I guess, like in the training room.
mm.
I don't remember if they said they cried like every take, but I know she did with Kyler.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's get into
let's
that
talk about
final
that
scene,
scene.
shall we? Now that
Yes,
it's been, let's just
yes.
that.
Before before Alex comes in,
Oh,
first of all, everything. But first of all, Kelly's t-shirt that she's wearing, of course, perfect, of course.
let's say her name. I was
Um,
like, I'm obsessed. I
yup,
was like, bitch,
her. I
yes,
know her wrapping the scarf and her
yes.
with the
That
books on the tape. Like,
it was so. This is because you don't see this on. You don't see
no,
that.
yes,
You don't see that, and I love that.
it was beautiful.
Like nobody touched that last scene. Like yeah, there were a couple of
Yes,
rewrites.
yes,
Like
yes.
in the episode, whatever. But in that last scene, nobody touched it. It said exactly how Ozzy wanted it. That was
Good. Yep.
nobody, and I'm like, oh my, bless. It was, and the song in the back. I was listening to the lyrics of the song
Oh
in the
my
background.
gosh.
I was like, holy shit,
I
man! The
know.
whole wrapping your hair. You don't see that stuff. That it was,
Yeah.
and I know that meant a lot. It was just, oh my
It
god.
felt like very, I don't know if this is the right word, but it felt like very like raw, I guess.
Yeah,
To
yeah, yeah,
me.
yeah.
Like, oh man. And then Alex came in and she basically was like, I don't know what to do, but like just I love you and I want to support you. So just like tell me, like what I can do for you. And like she explains it and like she's like, I basically don't want to like don't make me tell you about it right now. Like I'll like talk to you about it when I'm ready,
Yeah,
basically, and just
because she's been
support me.
fighting this for this, pretty much her whole life, and like, it's so much it's happened, in the obviously recent events, and it's like it's not for her to process. It's just like
Mhm.
she's just like she said to James at the beginning of the episode, like she's just so tired of it all, and
Mhm.
like obviously
She
this
said that
escalated.
so many times. She just kept saying like I'm exhausted. Like
Yeah,
I'm so
which is
tired.
the truth. Like she'd just be so tired of fighting this fight all the time. Like she'd just be
Mhm.
physically, mentally tired,
Yeah,
drained.
especially keeping all her emotions in like that, how she talks about it.
Yeah,
She was like, I wasn't letting myself like let anything out. And
yeah,
like,
she was
man,
just going through the emotion, just like it happened, but then she was like pushing. Like I think that's why the conversation with John, where they were talking about her time in the army too, like they were talking about that. I was like,
yes,
finally, what the?
bro.
I'm like, they have never literally brought it up since season 4. I'm telling you,
No, really,
like they really haven't,
genuinely.
and like all the trauma that she has gone through in the army, like and in real life,
Yes.
back in National City, whatever, like she's like you said, she's pushed it all behind to just kind of, oh yeah, I'll deal with it later, but like she hasn't actually dealt with, probably, I don't know what she has or hasn't dealt with, but like all that trauma she's pushed and pushed deep down, 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 and then like it's just gonna explode one day, and all this stuff's gonna
Yeah.
happen, and it's just like the poor girl's just tired. She hasn't got the energy to, educate Alex, obviously, because it's just
Oh,
like, what?
sorry. No, sorry. Go finish, finish, finish.
No, I think I was it.
Okay. No, I was gonna say, also one, like I know we talked about Diggle for a little bit, but I really appreciate that we had him there, like, especially so she can have someone like that knows
Mm,
like it like completely understands and feels these struggles that she's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
facing. Really loved that. And I also really loved when Jean was talking
Mm,
about his struggles and why he chose to like wear the face of what's his name, Hank, and like how it makes him still feel like an alien and it feels like it's not really his home still. Like,
yeah. And they've
man,
never, the whole time John's been on that show, I don't think they've ever addressed that. Like, they've never
mm.
addressed his reasoning behind why he
Why
chose
are
that
you
face.
still looking at, like, yeah, why would you choose to do this besides
Like
like,
they
oh,
never,
you're
again, like they
used to
never.
it?
I don't think they've ever actually had a conversation like that between, with him, with anybody. And like
Mm,
it's true, like want, now that you bring it up, like you do wonder, how come he chose that face. But like that conversation with Alex, I feel like it was important, obviously, because like
mm,
Alex was like, I don't know how to. I love Cat, but I just don't know how to fix this. But it's like we can't fix it. This is what it is, and like
mm.
it was. Oh my god, she literally thought of everything.
I know.
Like
I
she,
know. And you know what? Nothing felt unnecessary. Like nothing felt like filler. Like everything had a purpose.
yes.
Everything felt important. Like man,
Mm-hmm.
man. I mean, I knew it was going to be a really deep episode. Like I knew that. But like I thought the big thing was going to be like talking about her being guardian, and obviously like that is incredible and we're very excited. But like the rest of this plot, like I can't even get over. I can't get over it all. Like it was just so well done. Like man, and then at the end when she's just like telling Alex to hold her and they're just crying like
Oh,
into each other.
that literally, because we all know Alex love, we know they love each other, whatever. But like Alex is never going to know what Callie goes through on a daily basis. She's not gonna know. And like she wants, or the best thing you can do is be an ally, educate yourself, and learn how to, to help to help them. But like it was just so, there's no much to describe how powerful that last scene, especially the last scene. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh man, the hold me, nah, man, I'm done. I
Oh
can't.
really?
Like
This
was
whole week I've been just like I don't even know what to say. Like I don't even know what to possibly say
like
about
I've
this.
never wanted to rewatch an episode more in my life than this episode.
Right?
Usually I'm just like,
Oh,
oh yeah, whatever. But like I really want to just like, it's an episode I will literally watch over and over again because it's that good.
yeah.
And I'm just like, holy
Oh
crap.
my gosh. Like it's like the quality of the shows is like, yes, like all right, cool. All right. Yeah, yeah, okay. Like
Yeah, it's like,
just
oh yeah, episode 12, and then like, okay.
yeah, like oh my gosh, like it just feels important because it is
Yeah,
important, but like oh my gosh, it just feels so major, which is like,
Yeah, and like they
oh
can.
man.
The best. The good thing about this episode is that yeah, you kind of have to know a little bit about Supergirl, but not really. But like, you could show this episode to anybody, and like,
Yeah.
I reckon they would feel it just as, you know,
Yeah.
it'll impact them just as much. You know, no matter if they're a fan of the show or not. Like, that's how good this episode is. Like, this is an episode
Yeah.
that I hope people will be talking about for a long time. You know,
Mhm.
so
Man,
Ozzy, man,
Ozzy, man.
she
Oh,
deserves every like. Oh my god,
everything.
she
She's
deserves
just
everything.
oh my gosh. It's like this episode. Like I can't even describe like
Yeah, like just
the
like what do you
person
say
for
to
her.
what you? Well, how do you talk about like such a perfect episode? Like
Yeah. Oh
it's just
gosh.
just sitting in awe. I was just like, like half.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
That's what
I
it
remember.
is. You just watch in awe the whole episode. You're
Yeah,
like,
and like some reactions I watch, people don't even talk much because you're so engrossed in the episode,
yes,
and
that's
you're just
what
like,
happened with mine. Where like I just sat there. I was just like, just like
yeah,
I didn't even want to say anything. Like I didn't want to like try and force myself into a scene, like talking to a scene. But like I would just sit there for minutes, like as she's like talking, like as Kelly's
yeah,
like
yeah,
talking. And I just sit there like, wow, like listen, was it? I don't know. I think I kind of said this in my reaction, but like I don't know how to explain it. But like the Guardian Kelly stuff was very like reactionary, but like
yeah,
so much of this episode like wasn't reactionary as much of just like staring in awe. like
yeah. No, on yeah, literally, it was
like
just like holy shit. That was like there were times in my video I was like, oh, I should say something, but I'm like, wait, no, let her
yeah.
talk. Like, why should I stop and let's just keep the thing rolling. That
Mhm.
doesn't matter. Like sometimes silence is the best reaction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's no
Yeah.
point, like you said, trying to force something if it's not. You know, I
Mhm.
reckon sitting in silence and just being in awe is a powerful reaction in itself
Mhm.
because you're
And
just like so taken aback by what the fuck's going on. You're like,
yeah.
wow. You're like, it's
Yeah.
and that doesn't happen in
Some,
Supergirl often. Never.
yeah. Sometimes the biggest reaction is the silent one where you're just
No,
staring at space.
literally. Nah, that's
Like
true.
cuz like oh man, I don't know. I'm very excited for her next stuff. I'm going to hope it's Guardian stuff, but if it's not, I'll be very excited for her anyway, and we can chat about that, whatever project that is. But oh my gosh, just like congratulations to Ozzy because
On all the
she
awards,
really
all the awards. She literally
no
got her laptop and like
really
and was like, "Let me write you an episode that is going to be so powerful, you're going to be
hmm
shaking." And like,
hmm
she just set the standard way up high. Like nothing will compare.
no
Literally, like nothing's gonna compare to that episode. Like that was
how do
that.
you fit all of that in
Yeah,
42
yeah.
minutes like
And she's not. I know she co-wrote it with an actual like
yes
a one who
yes
a guy who another writer, obviously. But
hmm
like still, like if Ozzy can do it, anybody can do it. You know what I mean? Like if she can fit all this important stuff in without making it feel filler, and she even had Lena in the
Yeah,
episode.
like somebody who's never written an episode of TV before, like I would
Yeah,
sure hope that the professional ones should know how to do that.
yeah.
But oh
Like it's
man.
just oh my. I kind of wish that it was a seventh season, so then like all the rest could be like, oh fuck, we better step our game up. But like
hmm
I don't know, man. I just feel like this episode, that even the finale is not going to compare to this episode. Well, maybe it will, but like
Honestly,
it's
there's a
just
good chance.
man. Oh
Next level, truly.
no,
Like
literally next level, 10 out of 10. Like
mhm.
everything.
Yeah. Show
Ah,
me stopping. Truly. Like and next episode, we're gonna fully see her all up in her guardian, like
I know she's with the
settled
super friends. I was like, go off, as you should. Like she's fighting. I think she's fighting with Alex. Like they're fighting together, or no,
heck.
whatever it
Yes.
is. I'm like,
I heard something
yes.
about them like kissing and then beating people up, and that's what
As you know, I need that. I literally need that. Like no joke.
I think Ozzy was talking about that being a thing. So you know what?
Yeah, I think I heard her
We'd
say
like
that
to see
too. So
it.
I'm like, I need it. I need it. Man, I'm actually really surprised to see CW let this episode air. Like, I'm actually shocked.
No, really.
I was like, shit.
That is something you would never find on CW. Like,
honestly though.
It's crazy.
Like,
oh gosh.
That is what CW means by Dare to Defy this episode.
Yes. Finally us saying Dare to Defy, but not as a joke.
Yeah, I was like, well done. Like,
yeah. Gosh.
She nailed that shit. All the right should be put to shame at this point. Jessica Quella is shaking. Literally, she is. She's like, oh, wow. Seriously, though. Oh, my gosh. And then I told you, she even had room to fit some Lena content in. You know, her coming back to National City. The spell book is there. I was like, go off.
Yep.
Like,
we're in which Lena hours, guys? She's coming.
Oh, she did everything right. Jesus Christ. I love this. I love her. She's literally, and because she's such a beautiful person, like just watching her on the lives and everything, like, you just, I don't know. She deserves she's so special. She deserves the actual world.
Yeah.
I swear, this woman.
She really does.
Is gold.
Oh,
I love it. I love it.
I don't know. I tried not to go on like too much of Twitter during this episode. Besides, like, I don't want to see complaints, honestly. But something I do like appreciate about some of the people that I saw was like, you can recognize that your characters aren't perfect. Like your faves aren't flawless. Like, and they all messed up. I mean, like Kara very obviously did. We talked about that a lot. Like Alex already knew. Like they all knew. Like Andrea basically told her no. Like Lena ignored her message and she only went back because she saw the Super Friends on the news. Like, you know, like that doesn't make them bad people per se, no, like, but like I'm glad it showed like that, you know, like they weren't, they made a big mistake. They made a big mistake.
Yeah, like we know they're not bad people, but they overlook.
Disagree with something they do, but like that doesn't mean you still don't love your characters, you know?
Exactly, they're not bad characters. They're not bad people. They just overlook things, and Callie called them out, as she should. So, because like when you think about it, this is what Supergirl stands for. Like it literally, and you know what I love, Charlie? I forgot to bring it up, but how John was saying to her, being a hero doesn't mean you have to have superpowers. Like it's about standing up for what's right and, you know, fighting for what you believe in. I'm like, you know what's so fucking true? Because like you just assume, oh, you're superheroes, superpowers. Like no, and this is why Guardian is so important, because even when she was in as Guardian. And she went to speak to Orlando. He's like, how do I know I can trust you? All you superheroes are the same, you know? He was like so reluctant to trust him. She's like, please, like, give me a chance. Like, I promise you I'm different. Like,
she
was
blah, like,
blah, blah.
You shouldn't trust me right now, but, you know,
give
me a chance.
Because it comes, And he did, and she succeeded. Like, you know, she saved them all. It was just so...
Yeah.
It was, oh my God, man. It's
really, you know what, too? Where she said, like, she was gonna be, like a superhero, like, for the people, like, on the ground or whatever. That was great, too. That was a great scene.
Because, like, yes, Supergirl, you know, fights all these villains and stuff, but, like, what happens when all these buildings fall and you know, the city is getting destroyed, whatever? What is about the people? These are their homes, too. Like, they're just as important. And then she stands for hope, and she stands for
too. Like, you fight the aliens, and you need to do that. Like, we need somebody.
Yeah, she threw the paragon of hope in her face. She was like, so whatever she was, and she was like, you know, and hope, and she looks at her, and I'm like, oh, girl, I'm like, hey, she's wrong, no, because like you know, she's a paragon of hope. She needs to show hope for the entire, you know, all the people, no matter, regardless of what gender, race you are, everybody, you know. And Kelly was like, you're ignoring this and you shouldn't be. And I'm like, I love that. And she was like, I'm screaming to avoid. Oh my girl, killed me with that. But it was real and it was raw and it had to be said. And I'm like, holy, like is this a CW? Like, I'm stressed. Like,
I know.
Did they air this? Like, oh my God, I'm in shock. Oh, it was so good.
Yeah. Also, I don't think it needs to be said, but I'm just gonna emphasize it. Ozzy's best acting. Let's talk about it. Come on. I mean, not to say any of her acting is bad. I'm just saying she went really absolutely off with all of it. So
because when you have a writer who actually cares about what the story that they're telling, it all hits differently. And that's why Azie knows the show. She knows the characters. You know, she's
And
close
it's
with
personal
Kyla.
for her too. Like she
Of
definitely
course.
tapped into her own emotions about it. Yeah.
Exactly, but like that's what you do in writing. You tap into your own emotions to make it powerful, like to make it mean something, and that's what she did. And like I love that she said even in the final scene, like her and Kyla, like even though it was a conversation between her and Callie and Alex, it was also like a conversation between her and Kyla too.
Yeah.
Like it was still because her and Kyla are besties. She was saying, so like it's it still relates because, and I'm just like fucking she really just thought of everything, man.
No.
And I'm just so glad Azie has Kyla as like an on-screen like partner because like I just don't think any two characters could be more suited for each other like on screen. Obviously apart from Kara and Lena, but like canon wise, like it's just they're everything. They're everything.
Is so beautiful too, like as a person.
I know. They all.
This cast is so good, man.
Yeah.
Like
Also,
nice
Nia like when she gave Callie the thing to, she's like,
thingy?
because she was like, oh, I believe in you. She's like, just in case, if you are right, like, take it. And then even when Callie stormed off, she was like, give her some space. I'm like, Nia, God bless.
Yeah.
I was like, hey. I'm like, it's good because obviously Nia knows being transgender. She kind of
I was
not
just gonna
knows.
say like Nia
Yeah.
knows like how this feels, kind of.
Yeah,
like,
not the
exactly
exact
the same,
thing, but like something in a
similar
similar
type of emotions to it.
yeah. So she gets the whole no one hearing her, like she gets it. So it was and I love it that it was Nia's way to like be like guys, stop, like give her some space, like nobody. I was so it's the little detail. She really just thought of everything.
I know.
Even, oh,
Unbelievable! It's unbelievable.
Like we could go through the whole episode, but like every detail was just so carefully like written and
it
like
was so well planned out. Like
yeah. Even Brainy
sense.
and Callie, like their conversation too, like her actually remembering that Brainy's from the future, like he could have insights into is the world better in the 30th century, whatever the hell he's from. And he's like, the one thing we don't have in the future is you. And I'm like, oh, stop, Brainy.
Suddenly, I never knew I needed this duo, but here I am.
This is why she's giving us all these new dynamics that we never had before. Fucking Queen, listen. Also, she even gave us a Brainia moment when like Brainy was like, remember kids, itchy bitch, she's like, not now. She's like dragging him away.
Oh, it was so good. It was so good. It was so a nice little touch. I love it so much. She's just so embarrassed by him. I love it. It's perfect.
So she knows. Azie Wright can write for everybody. Ugh, nailed it. 10 out of 10.
Nailed it.
10 out of 10. 5
she
stars.
Really did that.
Best episode. Period. That's it.
She did that. Like perfect.
It was literally
I think that's
perfection.
all we can possibly. I don't even know. We could sit here for like 3 years.
We can sit here for ages ranting how good it is, but she really my favorite episode. I think you'll get it.
Yeah.
So good. Freaking phenomenal, man. I told you I'm literally embarrassed to watch the rest of the season because I'm like nothing's gonna compare. Now I'm gonna be like, is that it?
I know. I am excited for next episode though. It looks really fun to me.
Me too. Kara and Lena actually getting scenes together. Stop. I'm gonna the way that she was looking at Kara in one of the photos, and the way Kara was looking at Lena when I was sitting down. And you know what someone pointed out? When they're in the screenshot where they're sitting down, like the stairs, I think it's like red lights. I think it's like red lighting, right? And the light is blue behind them. And in a Brainier scene, there was purple and blue in one of their scenes. I think the stairs were blue, and there was purple lighting, purple for Brainy, blue for Nia, because she's blue and he's purple. So I'm just saying, it's very interesting they're doing these parallels. I know, am I reaching? Probably, but also I'm not.
Oh my gosh.
So look, much to
yellow
discuss.
for Guardian and blue for Sentinel, and that's
right. That's right.
Anyway,
I'm
very excited. Anyways, so good stuff. Love it. If anybody watches Teen Wolf, go look at our TW podcast because surprise.
Oh yes, Teen Wolf. Yes, is coming back.
TW's back. Oops. I haven't been there for a minute. The OG show. Excuse me. We're the spinoff.
We're the spinoff same.
Yes. Very exciting. Also, we might have some Halloween plans. Ooh. Potentially at some point.
Which not surprise you. So yeah.
Yes. We'll see.
That was
And
our
more Supergirl,
episode.
obviously.
Oh,
And
obviously.
Legends is coming back. Blah blah blah. You know.
In soon. So there's content coming. But
Yes.
yeah, that kind of is our episode about episode 12, the best episode. Let us know what you're thinking. Let us know in the comments what your favorite parts. If you have any criticisms, just don't even bother because you're wrong.
Period. Period. Not for this episode. I'll take them for the other ones, whatever.
Every other
But
episode,
this
this
one,
episode,
not on my
there's
watch.
nothing bad you can say
Removed.
about this episode. There is
Sorry,
nothing
removed.
bad
I'm not
you can
doing
say.
Not doing it.
Yeah, so that's it from us. So yeah, that's our episode. We will see you for the next one. Bye, guys.